let me talk about not only the DREAM Act, but about immigration policy generally. And I want to thank Sheryl Sandberg, actually participated in a discussion that we had yesterday, bringing together business leaders and government officials and faith leaders, a broad cross-section of Americans together to talk about how do we finally fix an immigration system that's fundamentally broken. For those of you who aren't familiar, the DREAM Act deals with a particular portion of the population, kids who were brought here when they were young by their parents. Their parents might have come here illegally. The kids didn't do anything. They were just doing what kids do, which is follow their parents. They've grown up as Americans. They went to school with us or with our kids. They think of themselves as Americans, but many of them still don't have a legal status. And so what we've said is, especially for these young people, who are our neighbors, our friends, our children's friends, if they are of good character and going to school or joining our military, they want to be part of the American family, why wouldn't we want to embrace them? Why wouldn't we want to make sure that they're contributing to our future? So that's the DREAM Act, but that's just a small part of a broader challenge that we have. Immigration in this country has always been complicated. The truth of the matter is that we are both a nation of immigrants and a nation of laws. Sometimes the laws haven't been fair. Sometimes the laws have been restrictive to certain ethnic groups. There have been quotas. Sometimes our immigration policies have been arbitrary and have been determined by whether industry at a particular time was willing to bring in workers on the cheap. But what's undeniable is America is a nation of immigrants. That's our history, and that's what makes us stronger, because we've got ambitious people from all around the world who come here because they've got a new idea, and they want to create the next big thing, or they just want a better future for their kids and their family. And that dynamism is part of what's propelled our progress and kept us young. Now, I think most Americans understand that, and most Americans agree with that. At the same time, I think most Americans feel there should be an orderly process to do it. People shouldn't just be coming here and cutting in front of the line, essentially, and staying without having gone through the proper channels. So what we've said is, let's fix the whole system. First of all, let's make the legal immigration system more fair than it is and more efficient than it is. You also have a lot of unskilled workers who are now here who are living in the shadows. They're contributing to our economy in all sorts of ways. They're working in the agricultural sector. They are in restaurants, and they're in communities all across the country looking after children and helping to build America. But they're scared, and they feel as if they're locked out of their surroundings. And what I've said is, they did break the law. They came here. They have to take responsibility for that. They should pay a fine. They should learn English. They should go to the back of the line so that they don't automatically get citizenship. But there should be a pathway for them to get legalized in our society so they don't fear for themselves or their families, so that families aren't separated. At the same time, let's make sure we've got a secure border so that folks aren't wandering through the desert to get here. Let's make the legal immigration system more efficient and more effective so there aren't huge backlogs. This is all part of what we call comprehensive immigration reform. I can't solve this problem by myself. Nancy Pelosi is a big champion of this. The Democratic caucus in the House, I think, is prepared, for a majority of them, are prepared to advance comprehensive immigration reform, but we're going to have bipartisan support in order to make it happen. And all of you have to make sure your voices are heard saying this is a priority, this is something important, because if politicians don't hear from you, then it probably won't happen. I can't do it by myself. We're going to have to change laws in Congress, but I'm confident we can make it happen.